Today's Wiser revolves around one of my favourite quotes. Let's get wiser together. Let's start where we always do, with the simplified bit of wisdom. Progress doesn't require giant leaps. It requires movement, however small. Small steps are still steps. Now that last line is a phrase courtesy of Patrick Regan, OBE. He's got a new book coming out later this year, and it was that quote that very much inspired this visual. This is progress, and this is progress. This is progress too. Small steps are still steps. I want to invite you to take a moment and to dream of your dream destination. Picture it in your mind. Perhaps it's a particular career achievement, a entrepreneurial milestone, maybe a relationship goal. Whatever that aspiration is, if I told you that you would get there, you would take it, right? It's not about how many steps it took you to get there. It's the very fact that you got there that you would be celebrating. So focus on that. Focus on putting one foot in front of another and making that progress, because small steps are still steps. Let's look at a saying that very much complements this principle, and it comes courtesy of a Tanzanian proverb. Little by little, a little becomes a lot. I just love the simplicity of this one. It's a simple truth that very much cuts through our obsession for that instant result. Growth is rarely that explosive thing. It's typically incremental. And that's not a weakness. It's just the reality of how change happens. Now, let's unpack this more with today's explanation. We often tell ourselves that change needs to be this big dramatic thing to be effective, a complete overhaul, that perfect plan, that bold life-altering decision. That's why we see such things as New Year's resolutions, right? And then we can't do all of it, so instead we do nothing. But most progress doesn't come from that big cinematic moment. It comes from those small steps, taken consistently, steps that almost feel too insignificant to matter. Here are 3 reminders to enable you to keep going, to keep that momentum when the steps feel small. The first is that momentum actually beats motivation. You don't need a surge of inspiration. You just need the next step. Action creates energy, not the other way around. The second is that small steps reduce resistance. When a goal feels overwhelming, shrink it. Instead of writing a book, turn it into writing 1 page, or instead of running a marathon, let's start with that first kilometer. Smaller steps make starting possible. And then the third is that consistency compounds quietly. The changes that last are often the invisible ones at first. So over time, these small choices stack and suddenly you're further than you ever expected. You don't need to change everything today. You just need to take 1 step in the right direction. Now, if you're keen to take that first step, I invite you to complete today's reflection. It's 3 journal prompts that you can action right now. The first is, where have I been waiting to make a big change instead of a small one? The second is, what's 1 tiny step that I could take this week that moves me forward? And the third is, how might my life look different in a year if I kept taking small steps consistently? If you want to learn more about the life-changing habit of journaling, check out journalwise.com. Got loads of useful articles, videos, resources that you can download to make this a long-lasting, healthy habit. You can learn more with the link in the description. And whilst you're down in the description, consider checking out today's resource. It's an invitation to pre-order a book by Patrick Regan, OBE. It's his upcoming book, Small Steps for Big Change. I've connected with Patrick over the last few years, helping him with his previous book launch, and I'm confident that this next book is just as valuable as his previous ones. You can very much learn about the book with the link in the description, but simply put, it's encapsulating a lot of what we've covered today. Small Steps for Big Change explores meaningful transformations and how they rarely happen all at once, instead being built through those small intentional actions day by day. If you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or waiting for that right moment, I'm confident that this book will be that timely reminder that you need, so that you can recognize that change doesn't start with that leap. It starts with that single step. And that first step could be pre-ordering this book. So if you want to learn more about it, check out the link in the description. Thanks for checking out today's video version of Wiser. If you enjoyed it, leave a comment and share which part of it resonated with you the most. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more, you can check out this full playlist of the Wiser videos. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.